But we do want to go through
Yes.
all the different injuries that are causing some consternation among the U.S. fan base. Weston McKennie.
And a reminder, just before you get to it, Mosse, November 9th, the United States Soccer Federation will be dropping the roster. Okay. Now, there can be changes after that, but that's going to be basically the 26th. And as you'll mention here, Mosse, I think some of these players are going to be in real question whether they are going to be on that 26th.
Weston McKennie battling a thigh problem. Luca de la Torre out with a muscle tear. Matt Turner, groin injury, which caused him to miss Arsenal's last Europa League game, which is a shame because those are the few chances he gets to play. Josh Sargent, sideline as well with a calf problem. And this one pertains to the conversation we're about to have about center backs. Chris Richards, still not back yet for Crystal Palace. They expect him to resume training with the rest of the team in the next 7 to 10 days. But yeah, none of these guys are out for the World Cup, but the timetable is such that it's making people nervous. It's cutting it a little close.
And look, we're not doctors. And as you know, Mosse, in this world and this age, the information that we get publicly from these clubs or these press officers and or the players themselves doesn't always match up with what the realities are behind the scenes. It could be better, it could be worse, and sometimes it is actually the truth as to what's going on. But we can only go with what they have given us. I do think that not all of these are created equally. Chris Richards, I think, is the most concerning relative to the national team because what we're about to talk about when it comes to the back line, and that he hasn't played in so long. This is obviously a serious injury. This isn't him holding back in order to be ready for the World Cup. This isn't his team, just being really, really cautious about him. This is obviously something that has set him back and from a physical perspective has inhibited his ability to actually perform. When it comes to Weston McKennie, look, we know that this is a year where he has suffered some major injuries. I don't think that this injury is going to preclude him from going to the World Cup, let alone playing in the World Cup. We know that he will run through a wall. And this smells to me like a player preparing for the World Cup. And look, again, I go back to Jurgen Klopp, all right? Loves to scream and yell about all the games and all the wear and tear on the players. So maybe, is this the worst thing in the world for a Weston McKennie to be out leading up to the World Cup where he can rest his body and mind and be fresh come that World Cup? Maybe that's a glass half full type of look at this type of situation. Luca de la Torre is a little more concerning. 3 weeks out, and obviously that is a major problem. And a muscle tear, that's worrisome, even that they would put that out, that it is an actual tear of the muscle. And look, they're young, they heal quickly, but you never know. Matt Turner, groin injuries are weird. They're kind of like a toe injury where you never really realize how much you use it in everything that you do until you actually tweak it. And we hope that it's just a tweak here. But to your point, that he's getting fewer games when he was already getting few games, that's not a great type of situation. Josh Sargent, a calf injury. And in the back of all these players' minds are, yeah, this is an injury, but do I take this injury and I make it worse and therefore really set myself back and possibly not miss the World Cup?
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.